Live Bitcoin price watch. Initial jobless claims jumped to 236K versus 220K expected. Does weak labor support rate cuts? Bitcoin. Add disclosure. Add disclosure. We believe in full transparency with our readers. Some of our content includes affiliate links, and we may earn a commission through these partnerships. However, this potential compensation never influences our analysis, opinions, or reviews. Our editorial content is created independently of our marketing partnerships, and our ratings are based solely on our established evaluation criteria. Read more. Initial jobless claims spike to 236,000 versus 220,000 forecast, as Bitcoin trades at $92,000 following Fed's hawkish 25 bps rate cut signal. Add disclosure. Add disclosure. We believe in full transparency with our readers. Some of our content includes affiliate links, and we may earn a commission through these partnerships. However, this potential compensation never influences our analysis, opinions, or reviews. Our editorial content is created independently of our marketing partnerships, and our ratings are based solely on our established evaluation criteria. Read more. Crypto journalist. Hassan. Crypto journalist. Hassan. Part of the team since June 2025. About author. Anas is a crypto-native journalist and SEO writer with over 5 years of writing experience covering blockchain, crypto, DeFi, and emerging tech. Has also written Bitcoin price prediction. US Fed cuts rates for the third time. Is this the trigger for a 2026 crypto supercycle? Tom Lee's BitMine adds $112 million in Ethereum, calls bottom at $2,500. Satoshi Nakamoto statue arrives at NYSE as Wall Street embraces Bitcoin. Bitcoin price prediction. Fed delivers another 25 bps cut. Can BTC finally break above $100,000? Bitcoin price prediction. US bank now lets clients buy BTC directly. Could this be the start of a banking domino effect? Author profile. Share. Copied. Add disclosure. Add disclosure. We believe in full transparency with our readers. Some of our content includes affiliate links, and we may earn a commission through these partnerships. However, this potential compensation never influences our analysis, opinions, or reviews. Our editorial content is created independently of our marketing partnerships, and our ratings are based solely on our established evaluation criteria. Read more. Last updated 2 hours ago. Disclaimer: crypto is a high-risk asset class. This article is provided for informational purposes and does not constitute investment advice. You could lose all of your capital. Initial jobless claims surged to 236,000 versus 220,000 expected, a significant jump from last week's 191,000 reading that was the lowest since September 2022. Bitcoin dropped from $92,000 to $90,000 yesterday, and it is holding there as traders digest whether the 45,000-person increase validates concerns about a softening labor market or simply represents holiday volatility normalizing. The timing couldn't be more critical as yesterday's Fed meeting saw Chair Powell deliver a hawkish 25 basis point cut and slash 2025 rate cut projections from 4 to 2, citing resilient employment as justification. Today's weaker claims data directly challenge that narrative and could revive arguments that the Fed is making a policy error by prematurely slowing the easing cycle. The timing is critical as traders also digest today's OPEC monthly report and the U.S. 30-year bond auction, both of which carry implications for inflation expectations and Fed policy. OPEC's demand outlook could signal whether energy prices will pressure inflation higher in 2025. While the 30-year auction will reveal how bond markets are pricing long-term Fed policy after yesterday's hawkish shift. Currently, Bitcoin's technical setup has deteriorated after the Fed decision, with support now critical at $88,000 to $90,000 and resistance at $92,000. The total crypto market cap sits at $3.23 trillion as traders reassess whether today's 236K jobless claims print marks the start of labor market deterioration that forces the Fed back to dovish policy. The question is whether 1 week's data reverses Powell's hawkish stance. Markets now face a dilemma in which weak employment could be bullish, forcing rate cuts, or bearish, signaling a recession. With the January 28, 29 FOMC meeting now uncertain to deliver a rate cut, today's labor market weakness provides ammunition for dovish Fed officials who warned against pausing the easing too soon. Jobless claims spike. Labor market shows first cracks. First Prev one of one next last honest Hassan hour ago Alarian. Last week's claims drop proved to be a head fake, as biggest jump in 5 years confirms labor weakness. Mohammed Alarian, chief economic advisor at Allianz and professor at Wharton, stated that today's jobless claims data confirms a weakening U.S. labor market, noting, the jobless claims numbers are no longer the outliers in the set of data pointing to a weakening U.S. labor market. Alarian added, as expected, last week's drop in initial jobless claims proved to be a head fake, impacted by the Thanksgiving holiday. He highlighted, this morning's weekly numbers included the biggest jump in initial claims in 5 years, an increase of 44,000 to 236,000, above the consensus forecast of 220,000. The assessment validates concerns that last week's historic 191K reading was distorted by holiday timing rather than genuine labor market strength, supporting the Fed's decision to cut rates 25 basis points and announce $40 billion in Treasury purchases. Alarian's framing of claims, no longer the outliers, suggests the labor market weakness is becoming broad-based rather than isolated, reinforcing the FOMC statement that downside risks to employment rose in recent months, and potentially justifying Powell's guidance that balance sheet expansion may continue for a few months. Honest Hassan 2 hours ago Schwab's Gordon, initial jobless claims see biggest increase since July 2021. Kevin Gordon, head of macro research and strategy at Schwab Center for Financial Research, noted that today's 44,000 jump in initial jobless claims to 236,000 represents the biggest increase since July 2021. The sharp rise comes just 1 week after claims dropped to a historic low of 191,000, highlighting the volatility in labor market data that Schwab's Kathy Jones had warned about around the holidays. The July 2021 comparison is significant as it marks the period when the economy was still recovering from pandemic disruptions, suggesting today's spike may reflect more than just seasonal noise. The claims surge arrives hours after the Fed cut rates 25 basis points and announced $40 billion in Treasury purchases over 30 days, with Chair Powell stating purchases may remain elevated for a few months. The deteriorating labor market data validates the FOMC statement's assessment that downside risks to employment rose in recent months, potentially supporting the case for continued monetary easing. Honest Hassan 2 hours ago jobless claims jumped 44K as seasonal volatility returns following record low 191K, reading initial jobless claims rose to 236,000 from 192,000 in the latest week, with the unadjusted data showing actual claims totaled 313,140, an increase of 114,967 from the previous week. The Department of Labor noted the seasonal factors had expected an increase of 56,785, but the actual rise was 58%, suggesting labor market softening beyond normal holiday patterns. State-supplied comments revealed Pennsylvania added 2,208 claims due to layoffs across multiple sectors, while Wisconsin added 1,092 from layoffs in transportation and warehousing, manufacturing, and construction industries. The claims data arrives amid heightened Fed focus on labor market conditions, with the FOMC statement noting, in quote, job gains have slowed this year, and the unemployment rate has edged up while judging that, end quote. Downside risks to employment rose in recent months. The 44,000 jump from last week's historic low validates concerns from analysts like Zay Capital's Naeem Aslam, who warned strong claims data could complicate easing expectations, though the Fed proceeded with its 25 basis point cut and announced ongoing Treasury purchases to support liquidity conditions. Honest Hassan 2 hours ago U.S. initial jobless claims surged to 236K, up 44,000 as 4-week average rises to 216,750. U.S. initial jobless claims jumped to 236,000 in the week ending December 6th, an increase of 44,000 from the previous week's revised level of 192,000, the Department of Labor reported today. The 4-week moving average rose to 216,750, an increase of 2,000 from the previous week. However, Insured unemployment decreased to 1,838,000 for the week ending November 29th, down 99,000 from the previous week's revised level, with the insured unemployment rate falling to 1.2% from 1.3%. The sharp week-over-week jump in initial claims follows last week's exceptionally low 191K reading that Schwab's Kathy Jones warned can be a bit volatile around the holidays. The largest state increases came from Pennsylvania with 2,208 additional claims due to layoffs in transportation and warehousing, accommodation and food services, construction and manufacturing industries, while California saw the largest decrease, with 19,844 fewer claims. The mixed labor market signals come as the Fed just announced $40 billion in Treasury purchases over 30 days, with Powell stating purchases may remain elevated for a few months, marking a rapid policy shift as Bitcoin holds yesterday's $90,000 drop. First Prev 1 of 1 next last. Follow us on Google News. Trending news. Recommended popular crypto topics price predictions. Live Fed Payments Innovation Conference. Real-time updates as Federal Reserve discusses crypto, stablecoins, and AI with industry leaders' crypto market prospect. After the washout, the soil looks richer. XRP price prediction. Panic sets in as XRP drops again, but this signal says a massive bounce could be coming. XRP price prediction. $100 million whale dump hits just before breakout. Can retail buying stop the bleed? XRP price prediction. $716 million floods into crypto funds. Why are institutions quietly buying XRP right now? Price analysis. Perplexity AI predicts the price of XRP, Dogecoin, Solana by the end of 2025. 17 hours ago, by Ahmed Balaha. Price analysis. Live Bitcoin price reacts to Fed's 25 BPS rate cut. Will Powell's guidance shift crypto markets? 1 day ago, by Hassan. Bitcoin news. Michael Saylor's Bitcoin playbook backfires on 100-plus companies. 4 days ago, by Hassan. Best crypto to buy now in December 2025. Top crypto to invest in. 23 hours ago, by Alan Draper. New cryptocurrencies to invest in today. Top new crypto coins. 1 day ago, by Inesis Tavares. Best crypto presales to invest in December 2025. 2 hours ago, by Alan Draper. 12 new and upcoming Coinbase listings in December 2025. 2 days ago, by Elijah Rankovich. 10 new and upcoming Binance listings in 2025. 2 hours ago, by Elijah Rankovich. The next crypto to explode in 2025. Our top picks. 2 days ago, by Elijah Rankovich. Bitcoin, BTC, price prediction 2025 to 2030. 8 hours ago, by Leon Waters. XRP, price prediction 2025, 2026 to 2030. 8 hours ago, by Eric Huffman. Ethereum price prediction 2025 to 2030. 8 hours ago, by Ben Beto.